Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara with Living Foods Farm. I am so glad that you stopped by my channel today. For those that are new, I am in Zone 7A in Tennessee. And for those that are not new, thank you so much for keep on coming back. Before I start this video, first of all, the video is about it's time to say goodbye to some things in the tunnel. But before I do that, I wanted to just pause for one moment and say thank you to all of you that subscribe to my channel, that leave me comments on every video, that give me tips, that give me suggestions, and that send me encouragement. I don't say thank you enough, but I wanted to start this video off just by saying thank you. You don't have any idea what it means to me that you watch my channel, that you send me encouraging words, and that I feel like we're just one big happy gardening family community. Yes, I am the face on this channel, but the way I see it, I'll share my journey, but I love when you guys share your journey too. And people can just read the comments and not just see, not just hear what I've said, but they also can see your comments and they can see your tips. You're not only helping me, but you're helping everybody else who comes to my page. So I just want to say thank you so much for all that you guys do to keep me motivated, to keep me encouraged, and to keep going, okay? So today I'm in the tunnel and it's time to say goodbye to my collard greens. Now y'all know how much I love collard greens. Y'all know that I had big hopes and big plans for my collard greens, but my collard greens have bolted. With this weather, it has been crazy. Like, y'all know, I've been talking about it. One day it's a monsoon, the next day is, close to zero, the next day is like 80. It's just all over the place, right? And so my collard greens, they tried to bolt like a couple of weeks ago, and I did pinch off like the beginning parts of the flower or the stem or whatever that it was looking like. I pinched those off, trying to kind of just stop it, and just kind of get what I could. But y'all, let me just show you. Do y'all see that? It is no more. It is no more. So today, I'm not going to even try to save them, because once they start going to seed, there's really not much you can do. Now, I've heard people say, try to pinch off, the flower. So I pinched it off even before it got to the flower stage. It looks, at first I was thinking, is that broccoli? But no, it was just going to seed. So I pinched it off like a couple of weeks ago after I did the last big harvest. And here we are yet again, and now it's flowering. I came out here 2 days ago and it was looking, you can kind of see like this, where it looks like it's broccoli, but it's not. And then it has a yellow flower. It's going to seed, so there's nothing else you can do. Now, you can pick the leaves and take a gamble and a chance, because usually once it starts going to seed, it's going to be bitter, right? Because these have already started twice, I'm not going to even pick these leaves. Like, I'm not even doing it. Because what I don't want to do is put them in the freezer, cook them in like a month or so, and I'm all excited that I'm going to have collard greens, and I put them in my mouth and they're bitter. I don't have to do that. So I'm not going to. So I'm just going to count it over. I'm going to count it as a blessing. Remember when I did the big collard greens harvest, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got 6 2-gallon bags worth of collard greens. I cooked some this weekend. They were so tender. They were so good. And I only used, like a 1 2-gallon bag. And we had plenty to eat for just us. And then I even had some to put in the freezer for like another meal. So I'm not complaining. I didn't get as much as I wanted, but that's the way it goes, right? I did get something, but now it's time to say goodbye. And here's the thing. We're in the very last week of March. And so in the tunnel, I'm about 4 weeks away from my frost date. So in the tunnel, I'm thinking I will feel comfortable planting on the last frost date in the tunnel, provided that the 10-day forecast looks good and all that, because I feel like it should be okay. Which means that these rows where the collard greens are, it's already predefined. Like, we got tomatoes and peppers going in here. So really, I only technically have a month left anyway, and they were going to have to come out whether they were producing or not, because we got to make room for the tomatoes and peppers, right? We have to. So this is just going to give me a chance to get it all out and to start prepping this space for the tomatoes and peppers. So I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. And this is all part of the journey, right? Sometimes things don't go as planned. And can y'all hear my son cutting the grass in the back? That means spring is on the way. It's on the way. It's on the way. It's on the way. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm glad about it. Okay. So the weather is beautiful today. It's like 75 degrees. Grass has gotten a little thick. So it's the first day of cutting grass in 2023. So that means we are on our way, y'all. We can just hang on a little while longer. But let me get to pulling all this stuff up. Let me turn you around, show you what's going on, and let's get to it. Okay, y'all. There is the before. So these 2 rows on the left are about to come out. I still have some kale here that's looking good. I have one that's trying to go to seed, but we're going to clear all this out and get to it. That I guess can be composted. And so the only thing you see there are these collard greens on the left. There were like 3 or 4 plants that still look good that had not bolted at all. So I'm going to keep those on there and see what happens. If nothing else, I can harvest those leaves because those look completely fine. So looks like a mess. We got some kale that's still hanging on there, so that looks good. And then over here we did the same thing. We got the collards that were up, the Brussels sprouts, the cabbage, all the stuff that bolted. So only thing we have left over there is 1 kale and 1 Brussels sprout and 1 cabbage. Other than that, it is bare empty. It's so funny how, you know, in the gardening world, to pull plants up when they're not ready is sad. To pull up plants when they're bolted is sad. To just pull up plants and then the stuff to just be bare. But I know in just a couple of months, this will be all full, really in a month or so, at least 6 weeks, this will all be full again of food. So in between this time and now is, I know we're gonna put new black paper down is the goal, and just get the space ready for what's coming for the summer. So we need to amend all of these beds, put new paper down, like I said, you know, weed eat, and just kind of get it cleaned up in preparation. So that'll give us time to do that. So y'all know I don't like having, you know, just empty space. I like to have every space full because I feel like I'm utilizing the tunnel, the garden, just all my spaces. But this is the part of the transition where there's nothing yet ready to go in the ground, so to speak. I don't want to risk it and put my tomatoes and peppers in just yet. I want them to, you know, to kind of keep growing and keep being established. And then also this weather is just really, really funny. So, so that's kind of where we are. And I'm not doing any spring stuff. I think I told you guys before that I'm not going to do the traditional spring stuff. Like I'm not going to use this space and plant cauliflower and cabbage and broccoli like I did the last time. I do have some broccoli and cauliflower behind me in the raised beds. I don't know if it's going to do its thing before the last frost date, but it has until the last frost date or until I need the bed. And if it does something, great. If it doesn't, it's coming out, right? Last year, I did the whole spring thing. Like I was putting out cabbages now, putting out all the spring stuff, and the bugs by May, the bugs just destroyed it, right? And so I've just decided I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to, you know, do that kind of stuff in the fall and just prep around this time of the year that, hey, that stuff is, you know, it's over and done. You know, I wish I had more kale, and I thought about starting more kale, but I think I'm just going to stick to the plan this time and just focus on the summer veggies and not try to, you know, do the spring thing and just have a whole lot of disappointment. Now, if you want to do that, that's on you. I did it last year. It just didn't, with the bugs and stuff, it just didn't work. It did not work. So my focus is on the summer vegetables and getting things ready for that. So it's time to say goodbye to the fall stuff that's bolted. And again, the stuff that's in the beds, like we have, like I said, we have the bok choy. Again, I'm not going to do more bok choy. I guess that's more of a fall. You can do that in the spring too. I'm not going to plant more bok choy. But whatever is in there, it's doing great. And when it's done, it is done. Because we'll be using all of that again for the summer stuff. So that's kind of where we are. Time to say goodbye, but that's the way it goes. Let me know what's happening in your gardens if you're in that transition phase between fall and summer, or winter and summer, I should say. And if you're doing spring, and if you have good, especially if you're in my area, let me know if you have good success with spring stuff. I'm not gonna say I'll never do it again, but I'm not doing it this year. After last year, I'm like, I'm done with that for now. But let me know if you have success with planting spring stuff, like right about now, like you know, carrots and cabbage and broccoli and all of those types of things. Let me know if you've had success planting it now, and then it making it you know, that you're ready to harvest like in May and June, and it you know, you have a good harvest, like it works and you don't have pest damage. Let me know. I would love to know. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. I'm saying that to myself as well as to you, because I'm looking at all this empty space and dirt, but it's okay. We're gonna press on to what is ahead. But remember, this is all part of the journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.